In this training, we will discuss the AG Robotic Loader and Unloader systems. This information is general and may not include all the conveyors or the same layout as the system at your plant. This training is based on the 234000 furnace unload system. Refer to your machine's manual, drawings, and setup SOP for additional information on your specific machine. We will concentrate on the robot cell as they are similar in all robotic loader systems, while the conveyor information will be general in nature, as these may be a little different in your system. This particular system consists of the conveyors and subsystems shown here. Each robot cell is comprised of the following sections: the turntable, left and right robot, and a staging conveyor. This particular system also includes an accumulator and a shuttle transfer conveyor. Now, let's show you the system's sequence of operation. Units are conveyed to the unload via the shuttle transfer conveyor. As needed, units can be loaded onto the accumulator, which uses vertical indexing slots to hold the units until they can be unloaded at a later time. Note, this is usually done during turntable rack changing. When units are ready to be unloaded, the accumulator moves each unit to the unload position, and conveyor belts then move each unit to the stage conveyor sequentially. Once the unit is properly positioned on the stage conveyor, the left and right robots will pick up a unit and securely transfer it to the glass rack positioned on the turntable. Units will continue to unload with the robots, alternating the picking and placement of units on the glass rack. When the glass rack is full or the schedule is complete, the turntable will rotate 180 degrees so that the glass rack can be unloaded with a forklift and delivered to its next location. Before we get into the operation of the machine, we will discuss some of the safety features. E-stops may occur manually by operator intervention or automatically when the machine malfunctions and safety is compromised. E-stop buttons are located at various zones within the system. These buttons are located at each HMI console, the cell's electrical cabinet, each robot pendant, and at each door module of the robot cell. Pressing an e-stop button at any section will cause that section to cease operation. Caution: press e-stop in an emergency only. Do not use the e-stop as a cycle stop for the machine. Follow the steps in the flowcharts of your machine's manual to reset a specific machine. You can also utilize the operator messages and/or fault messages displayed on the HMI as needed to diagnose and troubleshoot e-stop conditions. A complete list of fault and alarm messages with corrective actions is also located in your machine's manual. Take these actions to correct an e-stop. Ensure the machine is free of employees. Close all safety gates. Reset and install all key fobs for the cell's safety door modules. Correct additional e-stop conditions listed in the fault banner or active faults. Now pull the depressed e-stop button. Then press the e-stop reset button. Clear faults on the HMI fault banner. If a tracking reset is needed on any section of the machine, go to the recovery screen to reset any section and clear the units in that section. Examples that may require a tracking reset include a broken unit or a non-recoverable stop, such as a lost position of the unit from a sudden stop while conveying. Now you should be ready to press the cycle start button on the HMI console or production screen to resume production. Each robot cell has a door safety module and a key fob. To open the door, make sure the machine is cycle stopped. Press the green open door button on the module and remove the key fob to unlock the door. To close and lock the door, you must reinsert the key fob, place the door handle in the closed position, and then press the white door reset button. You will also notice that these door modules have an additional e-stop as mentioned earlier. Make sure you pull the depressed e-stop once the door has been secured. If e-stops and faults cannot be corrected by the operator, contact maintenance to further troubleshoot the system. Remember to abide by your local lockout/tagout procedures before any maintenance is performed on the machine. Now let's show you how to start the machine. Make sure the machine is powered up. If not, contact maintenance for assistance. Wait for the machine to fully power up. Ensure that the machine is free of employees and any units. Then close and lock all safety gates. Now log into the HMI. On the HMI main menu, scroll to Operator and select User. Note, a password is not required to log in as an operator. Now, clear faults and e-stop conditions from the fault banner and press the e-stop reset button on the HMI console. Verify all robot controllers are ready for operation by confirming all robot controller key switches are turned to auto and all robot teach pendant switches are turned to the off position. Verify that all robots' pendant e-stop buttons and the controller e-stop buttons are not pressed. Now you're ready to begin production by pressing the cycle start button on the HMI console or the production screen. To shut down the machine, press the cycle stop button on the HMI console or on the production screen. Then press the e-stop button. Contact maintenance to turn off the main power lever on the cabinet frame and the air at the machine's FRL. There may be times when a machine recovery is required, such as for machine faults. Take these actions to correct faults. Read and understand the alarm. Select Silence Alarm Horn and then close on it in the alarm banner. Note, closing the alarm banner will automatically silence the alarm. Correct the fault condition by removing any obstructions and units. Pull the depressed e-stop button if it was pressed. Then, press the fault reset button on the HMI screen. To get to the recovery overview screen, press the recovery button on the main production screen. This screen allows you to reset and restart the machine's various sections. Note, the line must be cycle stopped to perform any recovery options. When resetting, a confirmation screen will pop up to confirm the action. Note, if a reset is initiated, all tracking will be reset, and any units remaining in the cell will need to be removed. You also have a recovery jog screen that allows you to jog the glass out of each section to help remove it during the recovery process. Once the glass is removed, you're ready to resume production by pressing the cycle start button on the HMI console. Now, let's show you the production screens. These screens are where most of the operations of the system are controlled and monitored. We will break this screen down into sections, which include machine controls, robot cell controls, and job data. The main control section includes the cycle start and stop, recovery, enable or disable bypass, line speed adjustment, job data queue, and manual data entry buttons. Additionally, you can start the next job, navigate to the stage conveyor control subscreen, and view the various cell module statuses and faults. Now, let's discuss each of the machine control functions in more detail. The cycle start and stop buttons have the same function as the HMI console cycle start and stop buttons. The recovery button was discussed briefly in the safety section of this training. Here, you can reset all the conveyors or reset individual sections of the conveyors, such as the stage conveyor right, center, and left lanes, the accumulator belts, and the shuttle transfer conveyor. If you need to manually jog or manipulate certain sections, press the recovery jog button to bring up the jog subscreen. Here, you can manually jog and manipulate the shuttle conveyor's up and down mechanism. Jog and unload the accumulator. Move the shuttle to pick up or unload and jog the stage conveyor. Remember that each section must be reset before jogging. The robot speed adjustment subscreen displays the current robot speed. Touch the plus or minus button to increase or decrease the speed. When finished, select Manual Speed Set to close the window and return to the previous screen. The Manual Data Entry subscreen allows you to manually enter the following unit data: the job number, unit length and width in inches, unit thickness in millimeters, rack quantity, Tier 1 and 2 quantity, rack configuration, and the batch layout. You can also select Pause Mainline to pause and reset the unit data. Once any data is entered, select Accept and return to the previous screen. The Job Data Queue subscreen displays the following information pertaining to the next 5 units: job number, unit length, width, and thickness. You can also delete the corresponding unit from the queue by selecting the Delete button. To move the unit within the queue, select the Move Up to expedite the corresponding unit in the schedule. Select Move Down to move the unit down in the queue. Select Data Entry to navigate to the Manual Data Entry screen we previously discussed. Select Current Job Data to navigate to the Current Job Data screen. To clear the complete job, select the Clear Job Queue button and select the Start Next Job to pull up the next job to be processed. Now, let's move down to the Robot Cell Control section of the production screen. Here you have the robot controls that include the robot recovery, robot speed adjustment, robot statuses, light placement adjustments, and cut feedback results subscreens. You also have access to home, the turntable, and force the cup and rack searches. From the robot recovery subscreen, you can stop the tool's vacuum and reset the robot. The robot speed adjustment is similar to the line speed adjustment. Now, press the corresponding robot status buttons to open a display that shows the position of the teach pendant, the backup battery, program, and system statuses, and any active faults. Additionally, you can position the robot for maintenance and teach the tool's vacuum cups. If you're required to adjust the glass placement on the rack, go to the Robot Light Place Adjustment subscreen and enter the amount to be adjusted in millimeters. Here, you will be adjusting the offsets for the X, Y, and Z placement, where X is the left or right adjustment and Y is the up or down adjustment, while the Z adjustment is the robot's in or out movement. Touch the arrow to access the manual adjustment control for the desired movement direction. After selecting the direction, touch the number entry button to change the offset by that value in millimeters. Select the Adjust button after the adjustment value is entered to initiate the change. The cup feedback results screen shows you the robot's orientation for glass placement onto the rack. There are sensors on the cups that are taught to the rack's position on the turntable. This screen will show you the last taught positions that are given to the robot for the calculation of glass placement as the rack is filled with glass. The Force Cup Search button tells the robot to remeasure the cup compression and reteach the placement of glass on the rack, while the Force Rack Search uses the ultrasonic sensors on the robot tools to locate the side and bottom of the rack to reset glass placement. Now, let's move on to the rack data section. The current rack data includes the rack name, job number, size in millimeters, the current number of lights placed on the rack, and their dimensions. If you need to prematurely rotate the rack before the job is complete, press the Pack Out Rack button to rotate the turntable for rack removal. If you need to change the rack or continue to load on a previous rack, press the New Rack Information box to get the New Rack Information subscreen and select the rack size. If lights were present on the rack, you will also have to enter the current light count on that rack. You can also overpack the rack by selecting the Overpack button. When the turntable zone is not in an e-stop condition, you can select the Rack Rotation Options button to choose when the rack should turn. When selecting the Turn Rack request, the line will enter a Clear Out mode. When the skew and stage conveyors are empty and no more lights for the current job are on the stacker line, the rack will turn out. By selecting the Turn Rack Now button, the rack will turn out when the stage conveyor is clear. If the outside rack is ready, it will get searched and glass will then be loaded onto it. If you're required to inspect or fix the rack, select this button. The rack will turn out when the stage conveyor is clear and the outside rack will be set to none. They will not be searched and no glass will be loaded onto it. You can also touch the New Rack Information box to view and manually input the new rack's data, which was discussed previously. Now, move over to the left side of the production screen and press the Stage Conveyor Controls button. Here you can stop and start the load to stage the left, center, and right lane robot pick positions. Note, stopping the stage and/or lanes will stop the robot from picking, allowing entry into the cell for measurement. The machine's overview screens are visible when you're logged in as an operator. You must be logged in as maintenance or engineering with maintenance mode turned on to manipulate any motors or pneumatic cylinders. Note, at the top of each screen, you have status indicators that tell you if there are any active faults, the machine is e-stopped, and maintenance mode is active. Caution: only trained personnel should have access to the maintenance or engineering logins and ensure the machine is free of personnel with all safety doors locked when manipulating any of these manual controls. The main overview screen gives you a diagram of the system with subscreen buttons for various sections of the machine. The system overview subscreens available are the safety zone, the robot packing cell, and the conveyors. The safety overview gives you the I/O statuses of the various safety zones and their devices. These include e-stop push buttons, door trap keys, and area scanners. When pressing each I/O status string button in either the main line, stacker line, robot cell, and turntable safety zone, you can view a sequential list of the safety devices and their status. Here is an example of the robot's safety zone. The conveyors also have a subscreen that gives you access to all axis manual control and status subscreens. These screens are all similar, which display the axis CIP state, any alarms and faults, its mode, and the servo status. You can also edit the axis speed, monitor the current position, and manually jog and home the axis when maintenance mode is activated. From the robot packing cell overview screen, you can view a basic drawing of the robot packing cell and navigate to the turntable axis screen, the left and right robot tool subscreens. The status and current position of the turntable are displayed in the upper right-hand section of the screen, as well as the manual control button to lock and unlock the turntable solenoids. The robot tool overview screen gives you the current state of the left or right robot. Press Select All to select all cups. Press Clear Selection to deselect all cups. To access controls for an individual cup or multiple cups, choose the cups on the image. In this first part of training, we covered the machine's safety devices, machine operation and recovery, and introduced you to the HMI screens. There will be a second part that will cover the maintenance HMI screens, including some maintenance and PM procedures. You can find more information on setting up the machine and its manual using our search engine, AG, or going to the PMware chat room, HEFE Stews, and clicking on the icons in the lower section of the page.